To all the members of the ASU, thank you so much for all you've done for our community this year. 2020's been incredibly challenging, not least of which is having to have your conference online. Hope it's a productive conference, and thank you again for your contribution to our community.
On behalf of the people of New South Wales, can I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the workers who've kept us safe and supported the most vulnerable during this most difficult time in our state's history.
On behalf of Labor, I want to thank all the community sector workers for the essential work that you do. You are the people who help build and frame our society, who look after the vulnerable and the needy. You have my respect and you have Labor's respect. And for that, we thank you.
Hello there, I'm Jodie McKay and I'm the New South Wales Labor leader, and this is a message for all ASU members to say thank you for everything you have done and continue to do during this very difficult time in New South Wales in particular. You worked so hard during the drought supporting rural and regional communities. You worked so hard during the bushfires when we had a horrendous season that impacted many in our community. And now, of course, you're on the front line of this pandemic. You support the disadvantaged, the vulnerable, those most at risk. You offer your support and your expertise to make life much better for them, and it's so much appreciated. We are policymakers. We see the dilemmas and the difficulties each and every day, but while we try and find those solutions, you're actually doing it. And I want to say thank you so very much for everything you do.
Hi, I just want to send my greetings and solidarity to members of the New South Wales ASU branch. I in particular want to thank all the frontline ASU members who've been helping during COVID-19. Disability workers, counsellors, community services workers, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's great you're in the union, and a whole lot of vulnerable people I couldn't imagine where they'd be if it wasn't for you. Thanks for what you do.
G'day, Gareth Ward here. I just want to say a huge thank you to the social and community services sector that have been working so hard throughout COVID-19. Without you, the love, the support and the care that you've provided wouldn't have been there. And I'm so grateful to each and every one of you for your dedication, your experience, but most importantly, your support. Well done.
Hello, it's been such an unusual year, and for so many of you, you've been at the front line of it right through the bushfire season and now the pandemic. This year's really caused us to think a lot about what an essential worker looks like, and we've learnt that essential workers aren't always the best paid, but they're always there when we need them. That applies so much to you, people who are looking after people who've lost their homes, who are struggling with mental health issues, drugs of addiction, people who are isolated or lonely, our young people, victims of domestic violence, right across the board, walking into homes where there's violence or where children are at risk. You are our frontline workers. We value you. I hope people have said it to you, particularly this year, because it's been such a difficult year. But if they haven't, then let me say it on behalf of all Australians. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
"2020 has been quite a year, but it's been made better for the work of community workers all across New South Wales. You all deserve a pay rise, but you also deserve our respect and our thanks for everything you're doing every day. There are people that are doing it tough, and they're doing better because of you. Thanks."
To all the amazing frontline and community service workers, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you have done to keep us and our community safe at this time.
This Legislative Assembly chamber represents the collective will of the people of New South Wales. There is no better place for us to say thank you for everything you do for all of us. So, thank you.
This is a message of thanks and support for all of the ASU members who are community service workers who've done such an extraordinary job throughout the whole of this pandemic and then the bushfires before that. I want you to know that you have all of our solidarity and respect. Thank you.
Thank you. Your amazing work every day providing support and care to individuals, families and their communities, people from all walks of life, makes Australia a fairer and a better place.
Hello, I'm Joanna Quilty, CEO of the New South Wales Council of Social Service, and I wanted to say a big thank you to all our community services workers out there who are a part of this wonderful community sector. The way you've stepped up during the pandemic and continued to provide essential services, the innovative ways you've found to ensure that support and services can continue, and the fact that you've done it all with such limited resources has been nothing short of amazing. We all know how dedicated you are and how much commitment you have to vulnerable people in our communities. And hopefully this pandemic has been an opportunity to really shine a light on the work that you do, and for decision makers, politicians and the general public to realise that what you do provide are essential services, how important they are, and that it's work that really does need to be valued and recognised and invested in. So thank you, everyone.
I'm Janet Scorer, the New South Wales Children's Guardian. Thank you for all that you do and your devotion to the safety and the well-being of our most vulnerable children and young people through this difficult time. Thank you for your dedication and your professionalism.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to all the members of my union, the ASU, the essential community workers who are out there during this pandemic doing everything you're doing. I know how stressful it would be with everything you'd be facing at this particular time. I just wanted to say you're awesome.